How's it going, YouTube? My name is LV Ninja 7, your resident Mistweaver Monk, and guys, we have all tried to optimize the talents that we take so that we can play Mistweaver at the most optimal level. But what if we did the opposite? Let's see. So for today's video, we're going to do exactly that. So we're going to try to sabotage ourselves as much as possible and put together the least optimal or most suboptimal or just worst talent tree that we possibly could, and then go into a plus 20 and see if we can get the job done. It's going to be tough, but we might find a talent that's been like kind of sleeping on us a little bit, or we've been sleeping on it, or that's the hope at least, but I highly doubt it since some of these talents that we're going to have to take are big stinkers. Now we're going to try to, like I said, sabotage ourselves as much as possible. So we're going to try to avoid the talents that are really good, avoid any synergies, and try to go with as few cooldowns as possible, things like that. Let's go and jump into it. So we have to hit 7 points, which already kind of sucks. So let's see if we can avoid taking Invigorating Mist or even Renewing Mist altogether, but I highly doubt it. Teachings of the Monastery, we might not be able to play around too much. Between Revival and Restoral, it's an easy Restoral without having that Master Spell. Revival's much better than Restoral in Mythic Plus. It does not look like we're going to be able to do that, so let's try to get rid of this cooldown, and I guess we'll come down here to Invigorating Mist and see where we can get from here. So obviously we're going to take Spirit of the Crane. It doesn't really add much healing or damage. Let's take Nourishing Chi. It's only like a single target heal, and then here, I think it's a pretty obvious Burst of Life. I feel like Chrysalis is just really good at Mythic Plus. Yu'lon's Whisper is just outscaled, so we can take that. Mist of Life, I'm still trying to avoid some of these center talents. I do not want to take Yu'lon or Chiji. Do not want to take Revival or Restoral. Once again, guys, we're trying to do the least optimal thing, so do not try this at home. Overflowing Mist is like the easiest option here. It's such a bad talent because of how it works. Refreshing Jade Wind, one of my favorite talents from back in Shadowlands, but nowadays it just does not cut it. That's why we're taking it. So we're kind of at a crossroads. We need to spend 4 points, and if we go here, Life Cycle's probably over Mana Tea. This is probably debatable. You could probably take both in Mythic Plus, and both are kind of stinkers, but Healing Elixir is really good in Mythic Plus, but I do think Healing Elixir is not as good as Revival or Restoral, so I think that's the better of the two evils here. Now let's see. Easiest Upwelling. We will get not much value from Upwelling at all. Peaceful Mending is probably a good option here. Here, let's see, maybe Misty Peaks. We do have Rapid Diffusion, which is a really strong talent, and I guess we're going to have to be forced to play around this talent, so that kind of does suck that we took such a strong talent here, but we also have some other really strong talents that we're forced to kind of take. It's starting to get difficult. This decision is very hard. Do we want to take Revival, or I guess technically, do we want to take Restoral, which is one of our major cooldowns? Do we want to take Sheilun's Gift, which is just so powerful in Mythic Plus, even at the 3-man heal version without taking Legacy of Wisdom? Or do we want to take Rising Mist? No, Rising Mist is so powerful, and we could easily just build a build around Rising Mist and do totally fine. Tear of Mourning also adds a lot of power, so I'm skeptical to take that one. But then obviously Ancient Teachings, Clouded Focus are both very powerful. I do think Clouded Focus is much worse in Mythic Plus, but I think the pick here is base Phalanx Stomp. Without Awakened Phalanx or Ancient Concordance, Phalanx Stomp does not do much. And even then, if we avoid Ancient Teachings, Ancient Concordance is kind of a meme itself, but our Blackout Kicks Cleaving could still be pretty strong. Man, this decision is getting very tough. I do think our best option here, and what could kind of open this up a lot, is just taking Restoral. It's just not that powerful of a healing cooldown compared to some of our other ones, and we can still try to avoid taking one of our Celestials. Uplifted Spirits will give us a lot more, or a couple more Restorals throughout the Mythic Plus dungeon, but not too many to where it's actually strong. And then I think just buffing our Essence Font is not too strong. I don't think that's too strong. I think having Zimpulse will be a little bit better than just having like 1 point in Ancient Concordance. Our Phalanx Stomps, we're going to be playing around those, but like using them for the base healing. This is just easily the stinkiest, worst talent tree I've ever seen for Mythic Plus. Do not try this. We have 0 keystone talents. We have completely swerved 2 of our 3 only cooldowns in Shayloon's Gift and our Celestial. So, yeah, okay, that's horrible. I can't even look at it. But let's come on over here to Tiger's, or to our Monk tree. What if we could avoid taking Rising Sun Kick? That would make Uplifted Spirits so much worse. Yeah, let's try it. Okay, reduces all damage taken. Let's go ahead and take Tiger's Lust. Disable and paralysis. That's just too many buttons for me. Improve detox. What if we don't take that? I guess an additional roll doesn't really help us too much. Reduce cooldown of leg sweep is pretty good. All the expel harm talents are horrible. Increase all healing taken by 4%. We could probably take. And then here, do we want? I don't want to boost our vivifies because that seems really good. However, we could reduce the cooldown of paralysis, and I think that would be okay. Ooh, now these are all great talents. Okay, so Chi Burst is obviously what we would normally take in a great option with Feline Stomp, so we want to avoid that. We want to go Chi Wave for sure. Another Spell Harm talent. Definitely going to swipe that up. That is horrible. Let's see. Oh, this is the shield one. This is actually getting buffed this week, so we'll take it while it's still at its worst state. I doubt it'll even get too much better. Let's see. Some of these talents are just so bad. What if we took Fast Feet without even taking Rising Sun Kick? That'd be kind of funny. Buffing our damage by only 4%. I know it's Mythic Plus, you want to do big damage, but here we're going to struggle so much with the healing. I doubt we're going to get to fit any damage in. Oh, man. Yeah, Rising Sun Kick deals... Yeah, so this talent currently will only buff our Spinning Crane Kick by 5%. So let's go ahead and take it by 10% now. We don't have Rising Sun Kick, so I'm excited to see how that does. Your dodge chance by 10%, absolutely, we're swiping that up. There are some talents that don't really add much in here. Provoked targets. Okay, let's take Transcendence just so we can take Hasty Provocation. Man, we still need 2 more points, but these talents are starting to get a lot better. I think... Reducing all damage taken by 3%. I know it's really good, but yeah, it's just not like as insane as an actual defensive or buffing our Vivifies or leg sweep. I do think improved touch of death is just probably the worst option here. Now we're all starting to get good. Hey, putting 2 points in Escape from Reality is kind of worthless, and plus that is not a great talent in Mythic Plus. But man, they are getting a lot better. Once again, I think we're fine to take buffing damage talents because, like I said, we're not taking Rising Sun Kick, and our damage is just going to be bad because we're going to have to focus so much on compensating with the healing. So I think the Fatal Touch, the Resonant Fists, but instead of White Tiger Statue, I think the worst option is Black Ox Statue. And the challenge, I'm going to add a bonus challenge, is that we have to press this button once in this dungeon. So yeah, we're definitely going to take that. Although Bounce Back is like a fine defensive, but it's not really good in like rotting damage scenarios. We can't take Close to Heart or Save Them All. Those are just too good of talents. I think we take Song of Chi. It's kind of a meme, especially since this week we're on Sanguine Week. Oh, that's definitely a meme there. Eye of the Tiger is pretty safe to take, and... Look, I'm very unhappy playing this talent build, so I actually am happy for it for video purposes. Let me know if you would have made any other changes, but I think this is atrocious. Atrocious to look at. It's just horrible. It is just bad. Let's get into it. Here we go. So you guys probably noticed that it is just a plus 16. I couldn't in good conscience, well, I just got stunned. I could not in good conscience like trash someone else's key or even subject people to running my key at that level. So I did bring it down to a plus 16, or I'm at least running a plus 16. And because I just don't want to trash someone's key. I think that's incredibly toxic, even just doing it for content. When content creators do things like that, I think is incredibly toxic. So I did not want to do that. But yeah, I still think it's going to be a very big challenge. This build is absolute trash, and I don't recommend anyone play this build at all. I mean, it is just so hard playing without Rising Sun Kick alone, let alone our Spinning Crane Kicks are not healing, so we're actually having to stop and heal. It's already a challenge. Man, our tank alone is taking a beating, and everyone taking damage. I have to stop my damage and heal them. Oh, it just hurts. It hurts to watch, I know. This build is so bad. Oh, Yu'lon's breath is such a meme. Oh no, stunned again. I'm like, I'm struggling so hard to focus on my healing because, or on my mechanics because my healing is so bad, and then we don't have our detox, which is just horrible. I already feel bad enough subjecting these people to this. Look at Song of Chi getting absolutely zero value. Oh no. It's just so hard. We don't do anything. I don't even have an interrupt. Oh my goodness. Stun for a third time. Hey, Expel Harm kind of slaps though when you have all these trash talents buffing it. Oh yeah, we're pumping. At least until someone takes damage, we're pumping. And we still do good damage, so maybe we just rely on our damage being high and play it more like a support class, but that's just a horrible strategy. We do out-gear this content though. It's just that our build makes it feel like we're like a pet at this point. We're not even a full character. I haven't even pressed refreshing Jade win once. That's how bad it is right now. Man, you press Chi Wave and you don't even see it. It's like, what does that even do? It's so weak. Why have they not buffed that? Alright, here we go. Our first tyrannical boss. It's going to be a slog, but we're just going to have to rely on our hots and our Vivify cleaves for this. It's dying really fast, though. I think our damage talents are helping a little bit. Like, still being able to stack up some blackout kicks on our single target damage, but thing is Mistweaver's single target damage is not high in general. Alright, we survived the first totem. Just gotta keep these mechanics fresh. Just watch out for the next one. We still haven't really used Restoral yet. We've been getting by, but we need to change our meters so we can actually see how much healing we're doing. Let's get that Yu'lon's Whisper rolling. Oh my god, the fact that that's one of our only real healing talents is ridiculous. Uh-oh, things are getting a little spooky. Yeah, no Rising Sun Kick. It just feels so weird. Our rotation is just not the same without it. I kind of miss Yu'lon's Whisper. It's kind of a meme because of how like unimpactful it is, but or just how it just hasn't scaled well with the giant smacks Vivify can do. But it's a fun talent. It really is. Very thematic. Oh, we need a refreshing Jade win while we stack in here. What are we doing? Our tank's dying. He's totally chilling. Wow, Brewmaster is insane. It wasn't pretty, but the boss died. Oh my god. I wonder if we can finish the rest of this dungeon. Alright, boss number 2 right away. No lust. Let's see it. I don't have a defensive, do I? What are my defensives? Oh no. My only defensive, I think, is Healing Elixir, which isn't a defensive at all. My only self-sustaining button. Well, I guess, hey, Expel Harm. Expel Harm, though. That counts. Just Essence Fonting for the throughput is so bad. It's not a good strategy. This is, like, this build is so bad that a plus 16 is difficult. I feel like we're just, most of our sources of healing that we usually rely on aren't there. We need to be spinning crane kicking. That's probably our best damage here. Wait, but our blackout kicks do cleave though, still, right? Yeah, they do. Okay, never mind. Blackout kick for sure. Oh my god. Okay, so that boss is out of the way. That was actually kind of easy. It had nothing to do with us. It's just that that boss is like, can be a breeze sometimes. The hard bosses are coming up though. I'm excited. Well, excited is probably the wrong word to use, but I'm anxious to see how those go. Alright, I think this pack would be the funniest to Ox statue on, so let's do it. I've never used this spell. Hopefully they don't just turn on me. Hopefully they go for the statue. I'm not going to taunt the statue, but I know that that's how it's supposed to work. Hopefully the statue's doing something. I doubt it is, but hopefully it's sitting there pulsing some threat, helping our tank on these brutal tank busting packs. But I doubt it actually got any value. Man, this build has very close to 0 redeeming qualities, I will say. I knew it would perform bad. I knew that we had a lot of stinker talents and a lot of like non-synergies in our talent tree, but wow, like it is shocking how some of these talents, months into Dragonflight, are still in the game. Still in the game as they are. It's just shocking. Like Refreshing Jade Wind, what even is this spell? It's one of my favorite buttons, I've said that before, but like, what is that healing? Healing for like 1,000 per tick? And it's a 40-second cooldown? What is that? It's unreal. But here we are, we're up on the hardest boss. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. We have our 1 healing cooldown ready. How did we not get stomped there? That was kind of weird. How did we not get stomped there? I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, Crushing Stomp just did not even affect us. Yeah, we're literally just focusing on our hots and our cleave healing. And I mean, it's getting the job done. It just shows how strong our passive healing can be. And how much we don't really, at low levels, I guess, you know what, maybe we're not learning anything for this. I keep forgetting that we're in just a plus 16. But yeah, these bosses, I was expecting a little bit more of a challenge, but I think even on a Tyrannical week, the mob packs are actually a little more difficult. But yeah, our healing is just very lackluster. Just gonna breathe all over this guy. And just following who the dot is on is kind of making it a little easy. Just trying to focus on the actual boss mechanic himself. Uh-oh. I say as I die. Hey, you know what? We're back in. Get back in there and fight, soldier. I meant to healing elixir right before that damage, but he was enraged. I don't even know if it would have saved us there. Uh-oh. Here we go. And we're stunned. Oh, I'm so trash at this game. Yeah. Okay, look, it is 100% player error. I don't even think it's the build at this point. I am just playing like trash. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? It's also, I will say, it's very distracting looking at your buttons, thinking like, what do I have available? And seeing nothing. Like, seeing none of your buttons. I didn't Restoral there, but it's like, what would Restoral do? Restoral's so weak. I should have leg sweep the boss for sure. But, there was a lot I could have done. It's just like when you play builds like this, your brain kind of shuts off a little. Alright, but let's bounce back. We're pretty low on mana, so we've got to just try to do as much damage as possible. And we might actually just Rising Sun kick, or Blackout kick a little bit just for the mana regen. It won't be much, but it's more than 0. It's a non-zero amount of mana that we'll be getting back. I just stunned right in the middle of the Sanguine pool. Guys, we're falling apart. Our brains have shut off. This build has officially broken me. I'm a broken man. And I butt pulled. And I butt pulled. What am I doing? Alright, we can do this. We can bounce back. Let's just... Song of Chi. Song of Chi. It helped us. It helped an actual 0 amount there. It actually did 0 things. Oh man, this is so bad. We are falling apart a little bit. My mental is just shot. I'll say that. So hey, that's something that you don't hear about. Like, yeah, the build is suboptimal, but you have to think about how it actually affects your brain. I am losing brain cells actively playing this build. None of my buttons do anything. Like, I press Refreshing Jade Wind, 0 healing, then I press Chi Wave, 0 healing or damage. Just like, man. Got some stinker talents on this build. Oh no. Man, Brewmasters are a little cracked right now. Their sustain ability is kind of wild. Their self-healing is what's surprising. I knew that they could shield themselves a ton, but man, that healing is like, it's a ton. Song of Chi. Let's blast it. Does it do anything? Nothing. Oh man, is that like a PvP talent? Why is Song of Chi like? Why is it still in the game? What does it do? Okay, this pack is actually pretty difficult. I stun those guys before the earthquake. Apply some hots. Just get that Vivify Cleave going. Can't go wrong with it. Oh no! Hey, that wasn't my leg sweep. Yu'lon's Whisper is sick. It's like actually one of my favorite abilities. That I think the only thing I'm like doing here is kind of like a nostalgia run of things that used to be good, but are like still very thematic and cool. Like Yu'lon's Whisper, Refreshing Jade Wind, used to be great talents. Now they are just like not as good, but they're still like sick abilities, like actually sick abilities. Dick gets silenced. Song of Chi, put him to sleep. Oh, please travel faster. It got the sonic burst out. I feel like I'm playing like Shadowlands, but without ancient teachings, because Phaline Stomp used to behave like this. Like, it used to just be the Phaline. And you would build it, like, you would bring it as your damage. It was like your damage covenant, because it's the only one that actually did damage. I mean, technically, you could argue Fallen Order did do, like, a little bit of damage sometimes, but Phaline was your only damaging covenant ability, so it definitely feels like old, non-buffed Phaline. Okay, so if my brain were to shut off at any moment, now is the worst time. We got to do this, boss. Our revival does not exist. We're relying completely on Restoral for healing. We're just going to watch our feet, use Essence Font for healing. People need to also watch their feet. Yeah, we're just focus on the healing. I'm taking it very slow. Oh, yeah, that was not on us, I don't think. I mean, they got clapped by something. Walked into the mechanic or... Yeah, that was definitely on them. Okay, we're definitely going to life cocoon this and help our friends out. Purge. Alright, this is the worst case scenario. We are all alone over here. Actually, nope, never mind. We're chilling. I wish I could just reach that guy. I could Soothing Mist him. Oh man, I should have Enveloping Misted there. Let's just apply a hot to him. Hopefully he's chilling over there. So far, not so bad. We got Spell Warding, I think. We got some Paladin ability on us. Alright, so Intermission down. Intermission is the easy part of this fight, though. Like, we have our good friend Thunder Focus Tea, Essence Font into Yu'lon's Whisper stacked combo. We're going to go ahead and Restoral that just because people are getting low. We're nearing the end of the fight. Got to use that button at least once this dungeon. It's just crazy how much less desirable that button is when it doesn't Mass Dispel. Like, when it's actual Restoral and not Revival in Mythic Plus, just goes to show you just how different that button is. Like, it feels like a completely different ability. Oh no, our friend's dying. Oh, I used a lock cookie. Nice. Okay, one death and it wasn't our fault. I take that as a success. It sucks not having Chiji or Shaylun's gift. I mean, like, our only cooldown being Restoral is... It's basically the challenge in itself. Let's throw down an Ox statue, why don't we? No idea what it's going to accomplish, if anything at all. Let's throw it down. Phaline Stomp for the damage. Watch the frontal. Just juice everyone up with a fully stacked Upwelling Essence Font. You know, as every Mythic Plus player is used to doing. I just used my Phaline Stomp as you normally do in a dungeon, kind of putting it where you normally would put it. But I shouldn't have, because it's not a purpose of putting it down so that we can stand on it. I actually am using it as an actual DPS ability right now. Or at least I should be, because that's its only purpose that it could possibly serve with this build. Let's get some hots rolling out. Just focus on damage. I mean, no one's like taking any real damage other than the tank. And he's chilling. You know what? I take it back. I don't know who pulled that, but this is now a terrifying pool. We do have the amazing combo of Thunder Focus Tea, Yu'lon's Whisper, fully stacked Essence Font. You know, the classic Mythic Plus combo. However, after that, we are fully... Our tank is empty. We have Restoral. And you know what? That's not saying much. We do have a refreshing Jade Wind, but not a lot. Let's go and Restoral, I guess. Okay, we do have our classic combo again. You know what? It's not a full cooldown, but with this build, our main cooldown is Restoral. Our second cooldown is just, I mean, it's just got to be Thunder Focus Tea Essence Font with fully stacked Upwelling. I mean, it's not a cooldown. It really is not. But it's like our next best option. Especially when we have like Refreshing Jade Wind ticking. If only Refreshing Jade Wind interacted like how it used to with Essence Font. Like I think they buffed each other if you had both rolling. Or something like that. They used to interact actually. If only that were the case, this build might... let's be real. The build would still feel like actual dog water. But it would at least have one additional synergy in it. Whoa, almost lost the tank there. Hey, actually, while I'm still talking, let me know what you would have changed about this build to make it even worse. Did I take one synergy too many? Was there another more suboptimal way to actually play Mistweaver? Let me know down below if you would have made any changes, because I'm very curious to hear if it could have actually gotten worse. I don't think it can get worse than this build, but I mean, I'm sure that you guys noticed something that I just did not. Maybe there was a way that I could have done it without even having Restoral or even like Invigorating Mist or some of our actually really strong talents. But man, this feels very unplayable for sure. So I think I might have won if the goal was to make the worst build possible. Alright, once again we're going to Ox Statue because this pack can kind of hurt the tank. We're just going to pump into the tank. I really don't know what Ox Statue does. Oh, not having mass Dispel for these guys is going to hurt as well. So we're going to actually have to make sure and LOS when we can. Let's get our Wombo combo going. Does our Dispel work? It actually does. Our base Dispel does actually still work here. We're just going to LOS if we can. Nice. Y'all ready to send it, guys? We're going to send our full combo here. We're going to let it stack up a little bit. Yeah, we're definitely going to get a couple of stacks. Oh, we can Song of Chi. Look at that. Max value Song of Chi, whatever that means. There's our Wombo combo, hitting the entire group with the breath. And we're just going to hide here for a second. Let that stack fall off. Dodge a cast. Let's go ahead and Life Cocoon, because why not? We need to save our Restoral. Okay, guys, the hardest part of the dungeon is actually coming up here. It's this jump puzzle. Guys, if you watch my stream, if you have ever watched my stream, you know that my brain cannot even fathom how to do this jump puzzle flawlessly. I at least fail it 3 times. 3 times minimum. Luckily, I won't have to edit that out because we are actually pulling this trash. Our Brewmaster is saving the day here. Because it is the actual worst thing that you could even possibly see. It's so bad watching me do this jump puzzle. But people on my stream enjoy watching me struggle. We're going to have to LOS something because it's about to hurt. Got to dispel this guy or give him some healing. I don't know why he ran away. I was about to dispel him. Let's hit the tank with it. Yeah, I would... Oof. Stacking 2 at a time is making it a lot more difficult. Usually that is a little trivial with Revival, but once again, we just don't have Revival. I was trying to heal the Hunter, and I was healing him. I was going to pad him over until we get our Dispel off cooldown again. But yeah, he kind of just like ran away from me. But I mean, I don't really blame him because he was running to what he thought was safety. Alright, so we got 6.5 minutes to kill this final boss. It's definitely going to be doable if we don't wipe, but it is still possible to wipe and fail this. But guys, look, I thought plus 16 would be a little too easy, but I was a little nervous, but Man, we were able to do it. I could not even imagine trying this on a plus 20. That would have been an actual nightmare. Oh, also, I forgot this boss kind of becomes very easy with a Mass Dispel as well. It's kind of insane how many mechanics get swerved by a Mass Dispel this season, but I mean, we're doing it. As long as we can keep everyone topped up, we should be fine. Ooh, the healing is getting a little spooky, though. I'll admit it. But we have our Wombo combo here. Look at this giant AoE heal. Who needs Chiji when you have Thunder Focus Tea, Upwelling Essence Font? So trash. Oh my god. Okay, this is gonna hurt. This is definitely gonna hurt. We're gonna have to top people up really quick. Probably, I absolutely did not need to use that. Use Life Cocoon. But you know what? I don't regret it. I don't regret it. Need to pull out all the stops. We have Renewing Mists on the full party, but they are falling off, and I know that this next wing buffet is gonna hurt. Actually, it didn't really hurt that much, but we have our Wombo combo ready, so we can just handle anything this boss throws at us. Let's do it. We got our Yu'lon's Whisper, Essence Font, we're blasting. We got 2 Essence Font Hots on everyone, for whatever that's worth. Not on everyone, but on a lot of people. We really need to focus this healing. Just stand in the sand for a second and heal these guys up. Oh no. This is a scary part for sure. Pick someone and heal them. Just heal them. Got our combo ready. I totally botched the combo accidentally. Essence Fonted before I pressed Thunder Focus Tea. Oh, this one's gonna hurt for sure. It's coming down to it. Come on, just dodge the swirlies. We got a little under 4 minutes left. Oh, dude. Our Expel Harm is actually a fine button to press sometimes. We're just going to use this as a chance to heal everyone up if we can. And look, we timed it. Look, it was just a plus 16, I know, but it was definitely a challenge. Look, did I have fun? Not really. It was very difficult. I do not recommend that you guys take half of these talents. We're going to see if anyone needs these. But guys, if you want to try this build, I don't recommend it like pushing higher keys than you're used to or the level that you're used to. I definitely recommend you doing keys that you might still be able to time, because I don't want anyone to run out into the real world and like botch someone's keys or break someone's key or just ruin someone's day having a healer use a talent build like this. But let's take one last look at it. It was horrible. It was miserable. Our only redeeming qualities were like Upwelling and Refreshing Jade Wind, and Invigorating Mist was like our best talent, but it is just such a bad build. Don't recommend this to anyone, but tell me if you think there are any worse build paths that I could have taken. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support lately. I've been really trying to focus on better quality content lately, trying to give you guys, give the Mistweaver community what they deserve and just give them some great content, not just the guides, the optimal playstyles, but just fun videos like this. But once again, this is the least optimal I could put together of a build, so I do not recommend it to anyone. But I hope that we all had a little bit of fun today, because I definitely did have some fun at least putting the build together. And at some points this build was fun. Playing some talents from the old days like Yu'lon's Whisper, Refreshing Jade Wind was definitely fun. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see something similar to this, make sure and like it and let me know down in the comments below. But make sure that you are subscribed. We have some Mistweaver buffs coming soon, so you're not going to want to miss all that new refreshing Mistweaver content that I'm going to pump out. So thank you guys so much for the support. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.